Our sessions are incomplete if we do not speak of the Karanas. Natya Shastra discusses 108 Karanas in the 4th chapter. A Karana is defined as the coordinated movement of the hands and feet in dance. In sculpture, each Karana is a frozen moment in the movement. They are found in the Brihadishwara temple of Tanjore, the Sharngapani temple in Kumbakonam, and the Nataraja temple in Chittambaram. Dr. Padma Subramaniam, who has done a doctoral thesis on the Karanas in Indian dance and temples, will share with us her thoughts. She is one of the most outstanding dancers of our country. Besides several awards, she has received the Sangeet Natak Academy Award and the Padma Shri in recognition of her unique contribution to dance.
Namaskar. I am pleased to give you this very short lecture demonstration on Karanas and how to use them in practice. I am thankful to my dear friend, Mrs. Sudharani Raghupati, for having invited me to share my thoughts with you. Karanas were units of dance all over India till about 5 centuries ago. They have been out of vogue in practice, but luckily they are codified as sculptures in some of our temples. The earliest extant literature on the arts of drama, dance and music in the whole world is Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra. This is an encyclopedic work running to 36 chapters, and the 4th chapter is devoted to the description of Karanas. Karana is a technical term. It has its root in the word kran, meaning action. Hence, every Karana is a movement and not a static posture, as it is usually mistaken to be. A Karana is defined by Bharata as Hastapada Samayogaha Nrittasya Karanam Bhavet. When the movements of the hands and feet are combined in dance, it is called a Karana. By feet and hands, actually the whole body is meant. It is not as though just the hands and feet alone move. Every major and minor limb of the body is involved in every action. In order to understand a Karana, it is essential to know the basic elements which form part of a Karana. A Nritta Hasta, or a movement of the entire arm, combined with a Chari, or a movement of the entire leg, performed in a given particular sthana or position for the body, will make a Karana. By hastas, you know, the Abhinay hastas are different, and these are all in vogue. The Nritta hastas mentioned in the Natya Shastra is not in vogue. 30 such Nritta hastas are mentioned, and these involve the use of the entire arms and just not the palm. The positions of the body, like Sama, Mandala, Vaishnava, Vaishaka, Alida and Pratyalida, are mentioned as the basic sthanas or positions. These elements of Karanas are found scattered all over India in the various regional styles. It must be remembered that Bharata's Natya Shastra is Bharatiya Natya Shastra and it is meant for the entire subcontinent, and not any one regional style can claim to be following Bharata's Natya Shastra in totality. It is also true that there is not one single individual theatrical or dance form, whether classical or folk, in the whole of our country, which is not influenced by Natya Shastra. The contents of this great work is seen scattered all over the country, and sometimes what we don't have here is still found maintained as an arrested tradition in our neighboring cultures like Indonesian dances. Now, I told you that the Karanas are based on Angas and Upangas and their Vyayama. Angas are the major limbs of the body, like head, chest, waist, hands and feet, and also the sides. And the minor limbs or Upangas are of two kinds, those in the face which include the eyes, eyebrows, chin, lips, and in the body you have minor limbs like the elbow, neck, and even the ankle and the fingers. Every one of these major and minor limbs will have to undergo exercises, and we must learn to move any limb independent of other limbs and also use them collectively. Now, each Karana, I told you, is made up of three major elements, namely the position of the body, whether it is a position with a straight knee or with a rhombus formed. In the local parlance it is called Aramandi, or it may be the Vaishnavasthana, which is more seen in Kathakali. Now, the Samasthana is mainly seen in Kathak. Aramandi or the Mandalasthana is the mainstay of the Sadar style of Bharatanatyam, and whenever there are Karanas which involve what are called Tribhanga or deflections in the body, people mistake it to be something copied from the contemporary Odissi dance. The real fact is, when there is a movement like Ardharechitakam, this may look like the contemporary Kathakali, but in practice, when you reconstruct the Karana, you will find that all these are mentioned in the Natya Shastra. The first Karana, Talapushpa Putam, is seen in the sculptures like this. The earliest sculptural record of the Karanas is found in the Brihadishwara temple at Tanjavur, in the first tier of the Vimana above the sanctorum. There are 81 Karanas sculpted in the form of Shiva with 4 hands, and I was ordained to discover, or rather I was ordained to understand, that the 4 hands are used in this series in the form of an animation. The movement is animated through the use of intelligent use of the hands. 2 hands are like this, 2 hands are like this. We human beings have only 2 hands, but the 4 hands show us, as in cartoon animation, how to link the hand movements. The next, chronologically speaking, the next sculptural codification is found in the Sharangpani Swami temple at Kumbakonam, and here the improvement is the names of the Karanas are also inscribed. And the third stage is seen at Chidambaram temple, where Parvati figures are sculpted, and at the eastern and western gopuras of this great temple, quotations are inscribed from the Natya Shastra defining each Karana. Now, I spoke to you about the first Karana, Tala Pushpaputam, used for Pushpanjali. Posture alone is seen in the sculpture. So that it's like a photograph, still photograph of a moving dancer that you see in the sculpture. There are so many movements which precede and also follow. Another second Karana is Vartitam. In Kumbakonam, you see the beginning. In another sculpture, you see another stage, and the third sculpture shows the third stage. The Karanas cannot be understood unless the commentary of Natya Shastra is fully read and digested. Now, for example, the Karana called Gajakriditakam is to be performed according to Bharata. Karne anchita karo vamo latahastasya dakshinaha dolapadas tadacheva Gajakriditakam bhavet. Karne anchita karo vamo just means the hand is bent as anchita near the ear, left ear, and the right hand is to sway as latahasta, and the legs are to be involved in the dolapadachari. And when all this is combined, it is called Gajakriditakam. It's the gait of the elephant which is arrested in this movement. By merely saying that the hand is bent near the left ear, it can be bent any way. This is bending, this is bending, this is bending, this is bending. Unless you follow the commentary, you wouldn't know that it has to be Tripataka, hand near the ear, moved like the ear of the elephant and not like the donkey. So it has to be a flapping kind of movement, and the right hand represents the trunk of the elephant, and the Dolapadachari is ta kadi kadina ta kadi kadi. This sculpture may just represent any one part of the whole movement, but the spirit behind the elephant's sway is what is most inspiring for the dancer. So the Karana is just not a posture, and it must be remembered that each Karana has a psychological factor. These are to be used properly, not only in non-representational dance, but every Karana has to be used meaningfully. There are certain Karanas, well, in about 108, we have just 8 or 9 Karanas which are highly acrobatic in nature. And these are to be used for specific purpose in Natya or theatre art. For example, there are certain somersault movements which are meant to show children playing, and also the naughty Bhutaganas. And these will have to be used properly according to the context in the Natya. But almost all the Karanas are beautiful, graceful movements meant for dance and also meant to bring out Vakyartha Abhinaya, that is the mood of a whole sentence or a song, to suit the rasa. So Karana involve not only the body, but Karana needs mental involvement. There is a psychological factor, and above all that, the Karanas, I would like to redefine Karana as Atma Kaya Samayogaha Nrittasya Karanam Bhavet. Bharata says, Hasta Pada Samayogaha Nrittasya Karanam Bhavet. When the hands and feet are combined in beautiful action, it is Karana. But I would rather say that Karana is that which is a combination of Atma and Kaya, that is body. Karana can be a spiritual experience. Otherwise, name of a Karana would not have been used, and the posture of a Karana would not have been used to depict the god of dance, Nataraja, and particularly what is known popularly as the Ananda Tandava figure. The Ananda Tandava of Nataraja is actually called Bhujangatrasitam in our Agama Shastras. Bhujangatrasitam is the name of 24th Karana, and it involves the Bhujangatrasita Chari, moving the leg as though moving away from a serpent which is just ailing behind the leg. So the hand has to move like this. It's a dola movement, and the feet move like this. When you combine the movement, I will show you where exactly this movement is frozen to form this beautiful Ananda Tandava figure. So the entire Karana technique needs revival, and revival from a practical angle. Thank you.
We have with us today Miss Swarnamukhi, who has mastered the 108 Karanas. She will do some of the more difficult ones today. Her father, Sri Sampatti Bhupal, was a great Natyacharya who had deep knowledge of the Karanas, and Swarnamukhi has been trained in them from a very early age. She is the state dancer of Tamil Nadu and has received the Kalaimamani Award for her unique achievement. Now the Karanas that Swarnamukhi will perform, she will begin with the Samasthana, that is normal position. Each Karana she will begin with the Samasthana. Sometimes she might begin with the Mandalasthana. Actually, these Karanas have to be performed in all the four directions. The verse chosen today is from Balarama Bharatam. Some of the Karanas you will see are Bhujangadrasitam, Anchitam, Lalita Gangavataranam, that is the last, the 108th Karna, and you will see the Mandala, Chakra Mandala, that is the cartwheel, the two varieties. The second one will be with the Motita Sthanam, that is the knee on the floor.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jalam jalita kanganam jayati tandavam sambhavam 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 takatakaantri santaditam 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 jayati tandavam sambhavam vanakovalita nupuram 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 jayati tandavam sambhavam jayati tandavam sambhavam jayati tandavam sambhavam jayati tandavam sambhavam jayati tandavam sambhavam.
Now in the next half, you will see some of the more difficult karnas with the Vrishchikasthana, that is the leg going completely above the head, like Lalata Tilakam, Vidyudbranta, Dandapada, and many others. I am sure you will be able to recognize them as we give you the captions.
Sabdojvalam jayati tandavam sabdojvalam jayati tandavam sambhavam hare hare sabdojvalam
as you saw the Karanas, that is, the dance postures from the Brihadishvara temple in Tanjore, the Sharangapani temple in Kumbakonam, and the Nataraja temple in Chittambaram, as Swarnamukhi showed them. And these sculptures were shown next to the Karanas that she did. Until next time.